In the final days of TikTok in America, I want to dedicate my platform to talking about everything that is happening in America right now. If you watch anything today, please let it be this, because we are in an actual scene of Handmaid's Tale right now. I want to first start with why this is happening right now. Why are these bills being pushed? Why won't we save our citizens from climate control, from gun control? And I want to introduce you, first and foremost, to BlackRock. BlackRock is the world's biggest asset management firm, okay? BlackRock has nearly 10 trillion in assets under management, okay? That is more GDP of every country in the world except for the United States and China. It is the top shareholder across a wide range of global industries that include oil and gas, technology, retail, big banks, healthcare, and weapons manufacturing. So everything that we are currently having an issue with in America right now, these fuckers have a stake in. This firm props up the fossil fuel industry to the tune of $260 billion in investments in corporations that are propelling our climate catastrophe. They are the number one in investing in deforestation and fossil fuels in our climate today, okay? It has nearly $6 billion in invested in civilian gun manufacturers and retails, and $36 billion invested in military weapons, okay? Why don't we do anything about climate change? Why don't we do anything about gun control? Because we are in bed with this firm. BlackRock is also the largest investor in gun manufacturer Smith & Wesson with an 8.3% stake in the company. On top of that, their lovely CEO, Larry Fink, is a major donor in the NYC Police Foundation. Another bit of information I found interesting, they own 6.9% of Facebook. How about that? Now let's switch gears and head on over to ADF. What is ADF, you might ask? I didn't know till a few days ago either. ADF, or the Alliance Defending Freedom, is a legal advocacy and training group that has supported the recriminalization of sexual acts between consenting LGBTQ adults in the U.S. and criminalization abroad, has defended state-sanctioned sterilization of trans people abroad, has contended that LGBTQ people are more likely to engage in pedophilia, and claims that a homosexual agenda will destroy Christianity and society. ADF also worked to develop religious liberty legislation and case law that will allow the denial of goods and services to LGBTQ people on the basis of religion. Since the election of President Trump, ADF has become one of the most influential groups informing the administration's attack on LGBTQ rights. You know the group in Handmaid's Tale that took over the United States? This is them. This is the group. This group believes in bringing back traditional Christian roles, meaning that a woman serves her husband and that the LGBTQ is completely criminalized 100%. And why is this group so scary? Because our members of government, our members of Congress, the people that are supposed to be protecting us, that are for the people, are in bed with this group. For example, Alan Sears was the longtime president, CEO, and general counsel of ADF until January of 2017. He served in various positions during the Reagan and George H.W. Bush administrations and also worked for the Department of Justice and was appointed the director of Attorney General's Commission on Pornography. Another example, ADF also backed a nationwide campaign in 2020 to get anti-trans sports bills passed in state legislators. In Arizona, it worked with Republican state lawmaker Nancy Bardo and the Anti-LGBTQ Group Center for Arizona Policy to push such a bill. In Idaho, Republican State Senator Mary Souza sponsored an anti-trans sports ban bill and claimed that the Alliance Defending Freedom, ADF, had been working with lawmakers on the bill and it would be responsible for any legal defense fees. The Idaho bill passed and was signed into law by the governor in March of 2020. They have been working with lawmakers to get these bills pushed and passed that are anti-LGBTQ. Do you hear me? This has been happening for years. This group has been the group behind the scenes that has been funding this and pushing it with lawmakers. So at this point, you might be asking yourself, what is the goal? Where are we headed? Why is all of this happening? The goal of this group with lawmakers is to turn our democracy into a Christian theocracy, okay? That is their goal. They want to flip our entire government upside down, okay? And they've been doing it, and they are winning. Now stay with me. I know it's 6 minutes into this, and we all have the attention span of a squirrel. I'm the same way, okay? But I want to switch this and talk about what has been happening since the start of 2023, okay? Since the start of 2023, the United States has faced 128 mass shootings this year. That is more shootings than the number of days we have had this year. Of those 128 shootings, 13 of them have been school shootings. 13 school shootings in 3 months. Bringing it over to bills being proposed and passed. There were 21 members of South Carolina state legislators that not only drafted this bill, but actually filed the bill that would criminalize women who had abortions and charge them with murder in the state of South Carolina. And murder can mean execution. That is a harsher punishment than a rapist gets. Let's bring it on over to Texas. Texas lawmakers this year will debate whether to block transgender kids' access to transition-related health care, classify businesses that host drag shows as sexually oriented establishments, and limit public school lessons on sexuality and gender identity. They don't want us talking about the LGBTQ community. They don't want us educating kids about it. They don't want kids getting the treatments and health care that they need as trans children, and they want to completely criminalize drag shows 100%. Now on to Tennessee, that did in fact pass this bill on Monday that allows county clerks to refuse to certify marriage licenses that go against their personal beliefs. This vague language of the bill gives room for local officials to deny marriage equality to LGBTQ plus couples, interracial couples, and interfaith couples. That means that if your local clerk doesn't believe in gay marriage, they don't have to give you a license. If they don't believe that black and white should be together, they don't have to give you a license. If they don't believe that someone of this denomination and this denomination want to come together and be together, they don't have to give you a marriage license for it. And of course, we can't forget about the Willow Project that Biden already signed. By the administration's own estimate, the project would generate enough oil to release 9.2 million metric tons of planet-warming carbon pollution a year. This is equivalent to adding 2 million gas-powered cars to the roads. This has already been signed and put into place. This is already happening. Guys, I barely even scratched the surface of everything that's going on. I didn't even talk about the Mississippi Jim Crow laws that are being put back into place. I didn't even talk about the Restrictive Act going on and the TikTok ban. Americans, I need you to listen to me because this is crucial, okay? This is a crucial turning point in our country, in our history, okay? And they want us to stay divided. We cannot be Democrats versus Republicans anymore. It is us versus them. It is the ants versus the grasshoppers, because let me tell you something, there are more of us than there are of them, and they know that, and they're scared of that, and they want us to stay divided. Look at France right now. They are united as the people, and that is why they are able to organize and revolt and protest, because they have came together as a nation, as the people, against the government, and that is what we have to do. Americans, I need you to understand the severity of the position that we are in right now. There is no one coming to save us. No one. Educate yourselves. Get involved. Start asking questions. Wake up, please.